गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतानः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ वृषभं च शनीनां विश्वरूपमदाभ्यं बृहस्पतिं वरेण्यम्। ॐ तद्विष्णोः परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवीव चक्षुराततम्। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं ज्योतिर्ब्राह्माय नमः। And everyone say Hare Ramakrishna 3 times. Om Hare Ramakrishna, Hare Ramakrishna, Hare Ramakrishna. Om Parasaraya Namaha 3 times. Om Parasaraya Namaha, Om Parasaraya Namaha, Om Parasaraya Namaha. Om Ghrisurya Aditya Om 3 times. Om Ghrisurya Aditya Om. Om Ghrisurya Aditya Om. Om Ghrisurya Aditya Om. Okay. We will start chapter 35, Atha Nabhasa Yoga Adhyaya. The chapter on Nabhasa Yoga. If you remember in the previous chapter, after he explained which planets are good, which planets are bad for various lagnas, he basically said, like this, based on the houses owned, you basically decide the auspiciousness and inauspiciousness of planets. And in addition, by looking at yogas like Nabhasa yogas, etc., then you basically give the result. So he basically indicated that yogas like Nabhasa yogas can override whatever you can say based on the ownerships and placements. So we'll start Nabhasa yogas. Adhuna Nabhasa yogaah kachyante dvijasattama dvatrinsat tatra bhedastu sataghnaastadashonmita आश्रयाख्यास्त्रयो योगा दलसंज्ञं द्वयं ततः आकृतिर्विंशतिः संख्याः सप्तयोगाः प्रकीर्तिताः। अधुना नाभसा योगाः कथ्यन्ते द्विसप्तमा. Oh, learned Brahmin, now Nabhasa yogas are going to be explained. Nabhasa yogas. What does Nabhasa mean? Nabhas means sky. Nabhasa means in the sky. Combinations occurring in the sky. Of course, all astrological combinations do occur in the sky, but the thing is, what we mean is things that are based on the actual placement in the zodiac, irrespective of who owns which sign, whether he is in friendly sign, exalted, irrespective of all those factors, just looking at the placement in the sky. So, Nabhasa Yoga literally means combinations based on placement in the sky. Simple placement. Dvatrinsat tatra bhedastu. There are 32 Nabhasa yogas, 32 different kinds of Nabhasa yogas within that. Sataghna astadasha unmita. So 18 times 100 variations there are. So there are 32 yogas, but actually there are 1800 variations within those. Within each yoga, by considering various combinations and permutations, there are 1800 different variations. Ashrayakhyastrayo yoga dalasangnam dvayam tataha. Ashrayakhyah trayo yogaha. Ashraya yogas are 3. There are 3 yogas known as Ashraya yogas. Ashraya means residence, placement, being in one place. Then dalasangnam dvayam tataha. Dala yogas, dala means group. Dala yogas, based on grouping, there are 2 yogas. Akrutir vinshati sankhyaha. Akruti yogas, there are 20. Sapta yoga, sankhya sapta yoga prakirtitaha. And sankhya yogas, based on the numbers, there are 7 yogas. So based on numbers, based on various numbers, like how many planets, how many signs are occupied by planets. All planets are in 1 sign, all planets are in 2 signs, all planets are in 3 signs, that kind of yogas. So there are 7 Sankhya yogas, 20 Akruti yogas, 2 Dala yogas, and 3 Ashraya yogas. So 3 yogas based on the residence of the planets, 2 based on grouping, 20 based on the shape. Akriti means shape, based on the shape formed by the planets. There are 20 yogas, and then 7 yogas based on the numbering. So this is the basic classification. So 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 20, 25 plus 7, 32. So there are 32 yogas. But depending on the exact signs occupied by the planets, which planets are causing the yoga, if you consider all permutations and combinations, there are 1800 different possibilities. Now he is going through those yogas. First he is going through the 3 Ashraya yogas. Rajjustya musalasthaiva nalasthyetyashrayashrayah malakhya sarpasangasya dala yogo prakirtitau dalakhya shakatakhyasya shrungatagabhangamau halavajrayavaschaiva kamalam vapiyopakau sarashakti dandanauka kutaschatradhanumshi cha abhachandrastu chakramcha samudrastyeti vimshatihi sankhyakhya pallaki dama pasaketarasulakaha yugo godasya saptaite yukta dantamita advija. The good thing is you don't have to do all these calculations. These will be shown by Jagannatha Hora software, all these yogas. So you don't really need to learn this, but will translate anyway. Actually, the individual names will be not translated. He is listing the 32 yogas here. He is saying that the Ashraya yogas are Rajju, Musala and Nala. Dala yogas are Mala and Sarpa. Akriti yogas are where are they? Gada, Shakata, Shrungataka, Vihanga, Hala, Vajra, Yava, Kamala, Vapi, Yupa, Shara, Shakti, Danda, Nauka, Kuta, Chhatra, Dhanush, Abhajandra, Chakra, Samudra. These are the 20 Akriti yogas. And the 7 Sankhya yogas are Vallaki, Dama, Pasha, Kedara, Shola, Yuga, Gola. So these are the 32 yogas basically. What exactly each word means, we will go through it as we define individual yogas in the next few verses, instead of overloading right now with the meanings of the names. Now first the Akriti yogas, the 3, not Akriti, Ashraya yogas, the 3 Ashraya yogas. Sarvaischare sthitai rajjuh thirasthair musalasmrutah nalaksho dusvabhavasthaihi ashrayakhya ime smrutah. Sarvaischare sthitai rajjuh. If all planets are in mobile signs, then the yoga is called Rajju. What does Rajju mean? You don't know Rajju? Rajju means a rope, thread or rope or noose. It's actually a rope. So if all planets are in Charrasis, mobile signs, the yoga is known as Rajju yoga, the rope yoga, the noose yoga. Thirasthai musala smrataha. If all the planets are in Sthira, then it is Musala yoga. You know what Musala is?
Kind of a weapon. Musala.
Yeah. Especially the, I don't know what is the English word. Actually, he didn't translate. It's basically like a plow. The plow with which you plow the soil. So that it is basically for plowing the land. It can also be used as a weapon. For example, Balarama had that weapon. Krishna's brother. Then Nalaksho Dusvabhavasthaihi Ashrayakya ime smrutaha. And if all the planets are in Dusvabhava Rasi, then the yoga is called Nala yoga. Actually, I am not 100% sure what Nala means. I will check in the next class. So these are the 3 yogas.
So all the 12 planets have to be...
All the 7 planets.
All 7 planets have to be...
Rahu and Ketu are not included here. So 7 planets.
So in the dual sign, all of them?
All of them are in dual sign. Then you have the Nala yoga. If all of them are in fixed sign, then you have all the planets being Aries, Cancer, Libra and Capricorn. Then it is Raja Yoga. All planets in TA, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius. No other signs occupied. All the 7 planets. Then it is Musala Yoga. If all planets are in Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius and Pisces, then it is Nala Yoga. So these are the 3 yogas. Now the thing is, what are the results? He is not mentioning the results. He is just saying this is the yoga. So he is not giving any meaning of it. So obviously what that means is the result of the yoga is basically to be guessed from the name. Right? Now what does Nala, like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I'll check before I can say something. But other 2 we can see. Rajju. What is the meaning of Rajju? I said rope. Right? So what could be the result of the Raja Yoga? What is the purpose of rope? And it is associated with mobile signs, flexibility.
Rope is to tie you down.
Yeah.
It's a movable sign. Why would it tie you down?
Mm-hmm. And what about Musala? What is Musala used? What is Musala signify?
If it's a plow, then it's used in agriculture to break the sand, break the soil, so that the
it's basically
better
making new beginnings, and
yes.
you basically use that so that soil will have more aeration, so that soil can it is better for agriculture. But the thing is, you are talking about a long-term activity, right? When you plow the land, it will take a while. It's not like you are going to have something tomorrow or something next week. You are basically preparing the ground for the next few months. In a few months, you will have the harvest. Similarly, Musala Yoga, because the planets involved are in Sthira Rasis, are in fixed signs, it's a combination of, it's a productive combination. Basically, it's a fruitful combination. The only thing is, it requires perseverance. So if that yoga is present, the result of that yoga is, the person will be perseverant and the person will be engaging in, putting in a lot of effort, and the efforts of the person will bear fruit slowly. They may not instantly give results. And in the case of Raja Yoga, like I said, Raju is also not just rope, it's also noose. So Raju has a bad connotation. It's basically like a noose that hangs you. So it's basically not an auspicious yoga, but on the auspicious side. So that is the auspicious side. Each of these yogas have an auspicious side and inauspicious side. And that is the inauspicious side, basically getting in troubles. But the auspicious side is, it can be used for tying something down. In other words, the tendency to keep changing and not stay with one thing, basically these planets who are forming this yoga, they work like a rajju, a rope that is basically tying you down, so there is a tendency to not stick with something, tendency to go on to do something else. But the thing is, if these planets are well placed, they can basically work like a rope that ties you down. So to overcome the tendency to move away from things. So again, if the planets are strong, they will make you stick to something. If the planets are weak, you will basically keep moving away. The next ones are the Dala yogas are group yogas. Kendratraya gatai somyai papair va Dala sangnakau Raman mala bhujangakshau shubha phala pradau. Kendratraya gatai somyai papair va Dala sangnakau. If the Kendratraya gatai, if in quadrants, 3 quadrants, Kendratraya gatai somyai, benefits. Somya means natural benefits. So if there are natural benefics in 3 quadrants, then or papairva darasangako, or who are papa grahas, they are functional malefics. So it's mixing functional malefics and natural benefics. So either functional malefics are there or natural benefics are there. So the thing is, it is suspicious because he is mixing the 2 kinds, though he has separated them consciously everywhere else. Here he is mixing up. It is possible that the good yoga is given by natural benefics and the bad yoga is given by functional benefics. It is possible. But it is unlikely. What is more likely is both are natural. So Krurairva has been corrected by somebody as Papairva in time. That's probably more likely. So we'll read it as Kendratreka Taisomye Krurairva Darasangakau. So either natural benefics or natural benefics occupy 3 quadrants. Out of the 4 quadrants, at least 3 quadrants are occupied by either natural benefics or natural benefics. Then, Kraman, Mala, Bhujangakyo, Subha, Shubhapala Pradao. Then the yogas are Mala Yoga and Sarpa Yoga or Bhujanga Yoga, like he said here. So Mala is garland, Bhujanga is, Sarpa is snake. So the yoga of garland or snake. So the quadrants are basically, if Lagna is, the quadrants from Lagna contain, out of the 4 quadrants, if 3 are containing planets of one kind, either benefics or malefics, it's basically like the Lagna is garlanded by those planets. So it's like they are a garland around your neck. So it can be either a garland of flowers or it can be a garland of snake, which is basically poisonous. So if it is benefics, it is good. If it is malefics, it is bad. So this is a common yoga. This is a yoga that many people will have. And by the way, are all these yogas applicable in divisional charts or only Rashi charts?
Only in Rashi, sir.
Why?
These are combinations that one would observe in the sky.
Right.
Which means
He didn't necessarily say observe in the sky. He said combinations just based on positioning in the sky, not based on Warner shapes, etc., exaltation, all these things. So it is not necessarily Rashi chart. Even Dashamsha is based on the zodiac only. But the thing is, you don't really see those planets. The Rashi chart planets are physical. The Dashamsha planets, Navamsha planets, they are not physical. They are abstract points. So it's debatable whether these are applicable in the divisional charts or not. But it cannot be ruled out just based on what he has said. So Mala Yoga is an auspicious yoga, Sarpa Yoga is an inauspicious yoga. The next one is Asanna. No, he is defining Gada Yoga, Sakata Yoga, those yogas. The so-called Akriti yogas based on the shape. Asanna Kendra Dvaigaihi Sarvair Yogo Gada Ahvayaha Sakatam Lagna Jayasthaihi Khambu Gair Vehgasvataha. Okay. Asanna Kendra Dvaigaihi Sarvaihi Yogo Gada Ahvayaha. If all the planets occupy Asanna Kendra Dvaigai, Asanna Kendra means, Kendra means quadrant, Asanna means consecutive or next to each other. So 2 successive quadrants, Dvayagaihi, occupying them, Sarvaihi, all planets. All 7 planets are occupying 2 consecutive quadrants. Then the yoga is known as Gadahvayaha. It's known as Gada Yoga. So all planets being in 2 consecutive quadrants, like in the 1st, 4th, or 4th, 7th, or 7th, 10th, or 10th, 1st. Then it is Gada Yoga. Shakatam Lagna Jayasthaihi Khambugair Vehagasprataha. Now, instead, if all the planets are occupying 1st and 7th house only, then it is Shakata Yoga. Okay? Gada, what is Gada? It is Hanuman's weapon. It's basically, what is the English word? Is there an English word? I don't know the English word. Mace? Mace, right? Yeah. So Gada is mace. It's basically a heavy object with which you hammer people. Then, Sakatam Lagna Jayasthaihi. if the first house and seventh house contain all planets, so instead of consecutive quadrants, now one quadrant, break and another quadrant. So first and seventh. So if that is the case, all planets are in first and seventh, then it is Sakata Yoga. What does Sakata mean?
Chariot.
Yeah, Sakata is a vehicle, a chariot. Then, Khambugair Vihaga Sprataha. Khambugair, Kha Ambuga. So what does that mean? Kha means sky, literally. Basically 10th house. 10th house contains the sky. East will be the, Lagna will be the east, right? And 7th house will be the west. So it's also called Udaya. Lagna is known as Udaya, which means the rising one. And 7th house is known as Asta, means the setting one. And 10th house will be in the, it will be the sky basically. Planets in the 10th house will be in the sky. So, that is why 10th house is also known as mid-heaven. And also is known as Swarga basically. And Indra is the ruler of the 10th house, they say. Of course, 10th house is career. And Indra is your status in the society, etc. So Indra is the ruler for 10th house. He's the key devata for 10th house. But bottom line is the heavens or sky will be shown by the 10th house. So he is using the word Kha, means vacuum or Shunya, the space. He is using the word space to indicate 10th house. Similarly, Ambugaihi. Ambu means water. Basically ocean, which is basically he is saying the one below basically, Patala. So heaven and Patala. In other words, 4th house and 10th house. So 4th and 10th house, if all planets are in 4th and 10th house, so when you say instead of successive quadrants, I will say one quadrant, break another quadrant. Then the options are 1, 7, 4, 10. So 1, 7 is Sakata Yoga, 4, 10 is Vihaga Yoga. Vihaga Yoga or Vihanga Yoga means Pakshi, bird.
1 to 7th we move in this direction. Then why isn't the 4th house called the 7?
What?
No, 10th house is 7, not 4th house. East.
Yeah.
Sun rises in the east.
Yeah.
It sets towards.
Sun rises in the east, yeah.
You are moving from.
Sun rises in the east, right? And then he goes to see. Let's say Sun is here. When Lagna comes where Sun is in the first house. So he is in the east. Now as Lagna progresses further, midday, Sun is in the 10th house. He is not in the 4th house. Lagna is in the 4th house from Sun. Lagna is the one moving with respect to Sun. So Lagna will be in the 4th house from Sun. Sun will be in the 10th house. And he will be mid-heaven. He will be in the middle of the sky at noon. And then at the sunset time, Lagna will be 180 degrees from Sun. So he will be on the west and he will be setting. And once Lagna crosses 180 degrees from Sun, he actually is below the horizon. And then once Lagna is 90 degrees behind Sun, then Sun is actually in the 4th house. So that is the midnight. So at midnight, Sun is at the under us. So that's basically. So that's why you say Sun is in the Patala or the dawn basically in the midnight, and he is in the midheaven at noon. So 4th house and 10th house were referred to as the ocean and the sky. Okay, next one is Yoga Shrungatakam Nama Lagnat Majat Tapasthitaihi Lagnat Majat Tapasthitaihi Yoga Shrungatakam Nama Lagnat Maja Tapasthitaihi. Lagna means Lagna first house. Atmaja means born from you, son, child. So 5th house. Tapaha. Tapas is 9th house. So first, 5th and 9th houses. Trines basically. If trines contain all planets, it's called Shrungataka Yogam. Ayasthanat Trikonasthaihi Sarvair Yogo Halabhikaha. On the other hand, if planets are in Trikonas from the Labha, from the 11th house. If all planets are in Trikonas from 11th house, Labha Trikonas, then the yoga is known as Halabhidha, means Hala Yoga.
What is the hala?
Hala is actually, I think I made a mistake. Musala, I'm not 100% sure what it is. Actually, Musala is not a, I'm not sure what it is, but it's some inauspicious object. I'll find out. Hala is the one that I was thinking of. Flow is Hala. So if all the planets are in Trikonas from 11th house, it is Hala Yoga. Lagna Jaya Sthitai Saumyai Papa Khyai Khamusam Sthitai Yogo Vajrabhida Proktah Viparita Sthitai Yavaha. Okay, there's a lot going on here. So if all planets are in trines, it is Sangataka Yoga. All planets are in trines not from Lagna but from the 11th house, Lava Trikonas. Then it is Hala Yoga. Then Lagna Jaya Sitai Saumyaihi. Papa Khyai Khamusam Sthitai. If all natural benefics, again Papa word is used, it must be Krura. So if all natural benefics are in the 1st and 7th houses, and all natural benefics are in the 4th and 10th houses. So planets are in the quadrants, but there is a way they are placed. The good guys in 1st and 7th house, the bad guys are in 4th and 10th house. If that is the case, then the yoga is known as Vajra Yoga, means diamond, or it is also Indra's weapon. No, sorry. Lagna Jaya Sthitai Saumya Papa Khyai Khamusam Sthitai Yogo Vajra, yeah, right. Yeah, Vajra Yoga. Viparita Sthitai Yavaha. If it is reversed, Lagna and 7th house have malefics and 4th and 10th have benefics, then the yoga is known as Yava Yoga. I'm not exactly sure what Yava is. I'll find out. I think it is one of the dhanyas, one of the grains, but I'm not 100% sure. Yava is the name of one of the grains. So what is the why all this? First let us see Gada Yoga. Why if all planets are in two successive quadrants, it is known as Gada Yoga. Why? Can we guess something? Because he hasn't explained, we don't know for sure, but we can try to guess. If all planets are in consecutive quadrants, why should it be known as Gada Yoga? What is the result? What is the possible result, perhaps? What does Gada Yoga show probably?
Strength.
Yeah, Gada is strength, and unlike when if you use sword or arrows, etc., if you use arrow and bow, it's a matter of skill. You are basically not, it's not a contact kind of war. You are at a distance and you have to target your target well. You have to focus on your target, and it's a matter of skill and focus. Right? On the other hand, if you use a sword, again some skill is needed, but also bravery. If two people are hitting each other with sword, if you have to have the daredevil, because if you miss something, it can cut you. On the other hand, Gada, it is, of course, that also requires skill, but this is more of strength. More than daredevilry, as in the case of a spear or a sword. In the case of Gada, you have this heavy mace that you are fighting with. So if the other person hits you with mace, unlike sword, which you can miss if you are not watching carefully, you can just miss your defense and it can come and hit you and cut you. Gada is unlikely to come and hit you. If you can't miss it, it's so big, right? It's so fat. So it's not a matter of missing it. It's easy for you to defend yourself. But the thing is, whoever has more strength will end up overpowering the other person and end up hammering the other person with his mace. So mace is a matter of power and strength, physical strength. So this is a yoga that shows strength and vitality of the person. And why planets in two quadrants is good, two consecutive quadrants. Well, in general, all quadrants are good. All quadrants are some kind of effort. First house, fourth house, seventh house, 10th house. 10th house is the work that you get done. First house is who you are and what you are capable of doing. Fourth house is the direction that you have, the path that you are taking in life. And 7th house is the desires that you are pursuing. So all these are things that make you do things in the world. So these are the Vishnu sthanas. The houses of Vishnu are the houses of the effort that you are putting in your life. The thing is, if a house and the fourth from it are containing all the planets, they basically become the focus of the chart. So whichever the house it is, whether it's fourth house or seventh house or 10th house, that house and the fourth from it. Fourth from it means the direction. Fourth house is the house of direction. So fourth house from any house is the direction of that house. The direction. So whichever was the seed house, that house and the direction of it are well endowed. So when any house and the direction of that house are well endowed, basically that house will flourish. So one of the quadrants, the house of effort, is basically going to flourish. Is really, really strong. It is containing a lot of planets, and it has Sukhargala from other planets, which are in the fourth house from it, and giving direction to it. So that house will really flourish. So as a result, some quadrant, some Vishnusthana is really flourishing in the chart. So as a result of it, the person, when it comes to putting in effort, the person is very blessed in some aspect or the other, fourth house, seventh house, 10th house, first house. Depending on which house, the exact result may be slightly different. If it is 10th house, it is the work that you do. If it is 4th house, it is the direction that you take in life, which is really flourishing. If it is 7th house, it is the desires that you pursue, the interactions that you have in the world. Those really flourish. But the bottom line is something will really flourish. Something involving effort. Now, Gada, that is Gada Yoga. The next is Sakata Yoga, which is, Sakata means vehicle. That is first house and seventh house. If all planets are in the first house and seventh house, the person has, what does it mean?
Exceptional communication ability.
Yeah, the person will be good communicator. Moreover, apart from communication, seventh house is the house of desire. First house is who you are, and seventh house is what your desires are. So the person is very driven. The person has strong desires. So the whole focus of the chart is himself and his desires. So the person is very driven and he will be fulfilling his desires. So he is very dynamic. And the name Sakata basically literally it means a vehicle, it means somebody who is on the move, who has desires, who has a lot of things going on, who is very dynamic and is pursuing all those desires. So this Sakata basically stands for somebody who is very dynamic, a go-getter, dynamic go-getter. Now, 4th and 10th house is containing all planets. That is known as Vihaga Yoga. Bird. Why so? 10th house is
the work that you do.
The work that you do. And 4th house is the direction you have. It is basically the desire. 10th house, from 10th house it is the desire of the 10th house. So he has a strong desire to get some work done. So the thing is, this person, he is work oriented. He is like a workaholic. So if 4th house and 10th house are the focus of the chart, then the person is a workaholic. So Vihanga, what does a bird do? It gets up at sunrise. It doesn't basically stay still. It's going around, collecting food, feeding children. It's basically
Working hard.
Working hard basically. Ants, birds, all these are really hard workers. And then when it becomes too cold, it may move a few thousand miles, go somewhere else and then settle down there. Bird never complains, says, it's too bad. You just turn on the TV, I'll just relax. Birds are very hardworking. So this yoga basically makes somebody very flexible and very hardworking. He's a workaholic. Then Yoga Shrungatakam Nama Lagna. Okay, if all planets are in trines, the yoga is Shrungataka. Again, I'm not 100% sure what Shrungataka means. So I'll look it up and we'll discuss next week. But the thing is, this is obviously a very good yoga. If all planets are in the trine, this is a very auspicious yoga. Then if all planets are in Labha Trikonas, the yoga is known as Hala Yoga. Why? Hala, what is Hala? Like I said earlier, it's flow. And what does it stand for?
New beginning.
Yeah, new beginnings, and also it stands for getting things done. You basically plow the land and land becomes fruitful. if you don't plow, basically without plowing also you can go for the next harvest. But if you plow the land, what does the plow do? The plow will basically maximize the fruits that are given. So basically profit orientedness. So if all planets are in Latha Trikona, the person maximizes the fruits of his efforts. So whatever efforts he is engaging in, he basically, even if it requires a little extra effort, he doesn't hesitate to put in effort to maximize the fruits. So that is why all planets in Latha Trikonas give Hala Yoga. Lagna Jaya Chitai Somya Papa Khampusam Stay Yogo Vajra. So Vajra Yoga is given by diamond or Indra's weapon, Vajra, the weapon that cannot be destroyed, indestructible weapon of Indra. So that is given by malefics in 4th and 10th houses and benefics in 1st and 7th houses. Why? What does it mean?
Benefics in a house, like first house.
First house and 7th house is the person and his desires.
Those would lessen the desires would be for a better.
So the person is a good person. His attitude is overall very gentle, and his desires are very sattvic, gentle. So a gentle person with gentle desires, but 4th house and 10th house, the direction he takes in life and the work that he gets done are rude or cruel or ruthless. So he is gentle, he has gentle desires, but he is ruthless in his work. So the thing is, what this means is the person is,
he might not work for himself or his own.
He may not be doing something for his selfish things, or his desires may not be bad desires, but once he decides this is what I want to do, as far as the work is concerned, he is very ruthless. So that is what Vajra stands for. Vajra is the weapon of Indra. He is the leader of gods. He is working for divine causes, but he is ruthless. He can destroy the demons. So basically this is a yoga for very strength of character and working for good causes, but being ruthless in the work that you do. So that is the result of Vajra Yoga. Then the Yava Yoga is given by?
It should be the opposite of Vajra Yoga.
The opposite.
Because but is it logical to say it is opposite?
The person has, well, let's see. If first house and 7th house have male fix, the person has lot of desires. The person has desires that are not really very gentle. The person has strong desires. Male fix will tend to give more desires. So the person has a lot of strong and aggressive desires. But when it comes to the work that he does, it is very gentle. He is unable to basically be ruthless. He is gentle in the work that he does, but he is ruthless. So this is relatively, compared to the other combination, this is a combination of some unhappiness. This is the person is, either he is very saintly, but the thing is, if he is very saintly, the 4th and 10th house having benefics can make one saintly. But the thing is, 1st and 7th house have benefics. So he is not really saintly. He is forced to do very gentle kind of work, a saintly kind of work, not really be a ruthless achiever as far as the work is concerned. But he is entertaining a lot of desires. So this is a normal person. This is not a great combination, unlike the other combination. So this is likely to be a routine, a routine person who doesn't have a great career but has a lot of desires. And Java, again I'll check the meaning, but it means grains. It is name of one grain, and also it stands for grains and agriculture. So basically this combination could mean that one will be an agriculturist or have some routine career. So that's what Yava Yoga could mean. Whereas Vajra Yoga means a very gentle person, very divine person, but very ruthless in his work. Okay. The next verse is Sarva Kendra Gatai Sarvair Mishrai Kamalasangakah Kendra Danjatra Gai Sarvair Yogo Vapi Samahvayah. Okay. Sarva Kendra Gatai Sarvaihi Mishrai. If all planets are in all quadrants, and in a mixed way. It's not like all benefics are in 1st and 7th, all malefics are in 4th and 10th. It's not like that. There is a all different kinds of mixture basically. 1st and 7th have some benefics, some malefics. 10th and 4th have some benefics and some malefics. But bottom line is, all planets are in the 4 quadrants without any nice pattern like we mentioned earlier. Then it is known as Kamala Yoga. Kamala means lotus. It is a lotus yoga. And then Kendrad Anyatragai Sarvair Yogo Vapi Samahvayah. Again, I'm not sure what Vapi is, so we'll defer this. Kendrad Anyatragai Sarvair. All planets are in non-coordinates. They are in Panfaras and Apokrimas, but no planet in Kendra. Then the yoga is Vapi Yoga. So we'll interpret this in the next class. We will end here. So we are on verse 12. Okay. May 9. What is the date? Data?
This is July 20th, 1931.
Okay. 1 second. July
20th,
20,
1931.
1931.
3:05 p.m.
3:05
p.m.
3:05 p.m. Okay.
Tekkali,
Male or female?
male,
Male. Tekkali.
India.
Okay. How should I save it?
Save it as Jagannatha Rao.
Jagannatha Rao. Okay. So the data is 1931, July 20, 3:05 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT. Tekkali, India. 84 degrees 14 minutes east, 18 degrees 37 minutes north. Okay. What are we looking for?
He seems to be having hospitalization issues and his health is not really good.
Hospitalization, health not good.
So
So the person is getting hospitalized a lot, not good health not good, okay. What is the problem? Do we know?
urinary related problems.
Urinary related problems. Okay.
He's not able to eat well.
Unable to eat well. Okay. So we want to look at health, the outlook of health. Okay. So the person is having some urinary system related problems and unable to eat well, health is not good, getting hospitalized a lot, and then we want to see what is going on with the health.
He's been having a lot of multiple problems.
Multiple problems.
Yeah, lungs related issues. Asthma.
There are also some lungs related issues, asthma, etc. So there are multiple problems. Okay.
For rectification purposes,
Yeah.
he's an agriculturalist.
Agriculturist.
Yeah, but he has a very strong political hold from where he is.
Strong political hold.
Yeah.
Where?
Um,
Local level or
in Srikakulam.
local level?
Local
Okay.
politics and district level politics.
Okay. So he has a strong political hold at the district level.
He took some political positions too while he was an industrialist.
Okay. While he was?
An industrialist.
Oh, he is an industrialist.
An agriculturalist.
Agriculturist, yeah. Took political positions. Okay, he is an agriculturist and he took some political positions and he is politically powerful in his area, in his district. Okay. Good.
For further rectification in case,
Okay. If we need, you will give events. Okay. So let us see what's going on first. The Lagna should be Scorpio. 16 degree 14 minutes Scorpio. And moon should be 9 degree 47 minutes Virgo. What is the Dasa running right now? What is the Dasha running right now?
Mercury.
Mercury Dasha is running. He is exactly in the middle of Mercury Dasha. Okay. Does his health problem, health being weak, make any sense based on Rashi chart alone? Because Rashi is a chart of physical condition. So you should be able to, without looking at Trimshamsa, Shashtamsa, etc., you should be able to say some things from the Rashi chart. What do you see? If you look at the Vimshottari Dasha, the Dasha Lord Mercury, is he a benefic or malefic for this Lagna? Is he a benefic or malefic? He is a malefic for Scorpio Lagna.
Because it is Mercury, his association would also, because of his flexible nature, he might, he also has a chance of becoming good.
Yeah, right.
Because of the 8th house leadership, or lordship.
Right. So he is a malefic, but because the 8th lord will give results based on the other house one, which is 11th house, a malefic house, and the associations. Associations are Sun and Jupiter. Is Sun benefic or malefic for Scorpio Lagna?
The 10th lord.
He is the 10th lord. So a malefic, natural malefic, when he wants 10th, he is not that malefic. So Sun is okay. Sun is not benefic, not malefic, is a neutral planet. And Jupiter is a benefic. So Jupiter being a benefic, again Jupiter owns the 2nd house and 5th house. 2nd house ownership, you have to look at who he is with. So overall, Jupiter is a benefic but slightly less, and Mercury is a malefic but again slightly less. He is being uplifted by Jupiter and Sun. So overall, Mercury is a malefic, and apart from beneficence and maleficence, he is the owner of the 8th house of long-term diseases, chronic problems. 6th house is sudden problems that come and go, coming and going problems, and chronic problems that stay with you for a long time, about time, are 8th house. So Mercury is the 8th lord. Moreover, what house does he occupy? What house does Mercury occupy? The 9th house, right?
9.
He is in the Bhadgasthana. Right? So 8th lord is in Bhadgasthana. So he is connecting the 8th house to Bhadgasthana. Is it good or bad?
Bad.
6th house and 8th house are bad houses, and Bhadgasthana shows undiagnosable problems, sudden problems. So if there is a link between the 8th lord, 6th lord or Bhadgasthana, it is in general not good for health. So Mercury Dasha can show health problems. Okay. Now, let us see the Trimshamsa to see what kind of problems are possible. Let us go to Trimshamsa. In the Trimshamsa, what are the major afflictions? How is the Trimshamsa looking? First of all, does Mercury Dasha giving some health problems make sense still? Based on Trimshamsa? In Trimshamsa, who can give problems? Who can give problems in Trimshamsa? Bhadga Lord, 8th Lord and 6th Lord. So Mercury, does he have anything to do with any of those houses? No. He is the 7th Lord, but the thing is, he is the Bhadga Lord. Mercury is the Bhadga Lord. So in the Trimshamsa chart, which shows the vulnerabilities of a person, Mercury is Bhadga Lord. And his Dasha is running right now. So some problems are possible. Now the thing is, what kind of problems are likely in this chart, in this Trimshamsa? What kind of problems are likely?
The 8th house has Mars and Saturn.
8th house is, chronic problems are shown by 8th house. And 8th house contains
Mars, Saturn.
Mars and Saturn in a watery sign. So water related problems are one thing.
Blood type of issues.
Right. Problems relating to blood, urine, all these things basically. Systems having to do with water in the body. It could also be fluids in the brain, the nerve fluid. So many liquid related problems are possible. So that is one thing. And the other thing is Libra as a sign shows, which part of the body does it show? Head is shown by Aries, face by Taurus, like that. Gemini is throat, Cancer is heart, Leo is stomach, the digestive system, Virgo is the lower stomach, and Libra is kidneys, the urinary system, etc. And the external genitals are Scorpio, genitals and the anus are shown by Scorpio, Sagittarius is thighs, Capricorn is knees, Aquarius is calves, and feet are Pisces. So this is how we see various body parts, right? So here Saturn and Mars are placed, the two male fix, the natural male fix, as well as Saturn is actually a functional male fix here. So those two planets.
But he is in Libra, right?
Yeah, he's in Libra, he's exalted.
Exalted,
Yeah, he's a functional male fix who's exalted. He's the 11th and 12th Lord. A functional male fix who's exalted. So he's not a good guy. He's excited, he's happy. He's like an exalted planet is akin to somebody who's at his favorite party. But the thing is, the guy who's at his favorite party is the one who wants to give you troubles. It's not good for you. Moreover, he's the 12th Lord of hospitalization.
He's a retrograde.
Okay.
Would that
Yeah, that modifies. So it's not that bad. But the bottom line is, he is well placed, and by the way, Gurukha is also near them. Saturn, Mars and Gurukha are there. So 8th house is quite bad because of Saturn, Mars and Gurukha. So, irrespective of the dasha, especially Saturn will give his results towards old age. So, in general, the 8th house being so bad, there will be some chronic problems. There will be some chronic problems having to do with Pitta Vata. Mars shows Pitta, Saturn shows Vata. And Saturn is the main problem giver here, troublemaker. So it is more likely a Vata problem. There is some Vata. Based on Trimshamsa, some disturbance in the Vata is very likely. Some Vata deficiency. Now, what is the Antardasha running right now?
Mars.
Okay. So is Mars Antardasha a good Antardasha?
This is the second ninth lord in Samsamsa.
Yeah.
He is the Lagna lord and sixth lord in the Rashi chart.
Yeah. Though he is the Lagna Lord in the Rashi chart, but he is also the sixth Lord. So, he is a neutral planet based on the list Parasara gave. So, he is the Lord of the house of disease. And in the Trimshamsa, he is in the 8th house with Saturn. But he is a benefic. He is a benefic or slightly neutral because of the second house ownership. So, mild benefic or neutral in Trimshamsa. But he is in the 8th house with Saturn. So he is not that good. Moreover, now look at Shashtamsa. Apart from Trimshamsa, which shows the subtle causes of whatever is happening, Shashtamsa shows diseases. In Shashtamsa, Saturn and Mars are
Once again in the 8th house.
They are in the 8th house, are they? Yeah.
Or divisional longitudes.
Based on the divisional longitude, Saturn and Mars are again in the 8th house, in Shashtamsa. So Saturn and Mars in Shashtamsa, along with Gurukha, are in 8th house again, both in Shashtamsa as well as Trimshamsa. And moreover, Mars happens to be the Badhaka Lord. In this chart, Mars is a male figure, and he is the Badhaka Lord placed in 8th house. So he gives problems. So this Antardasha is, oh by the way, Mercury. How is Mercury in Shashtamsa?
The 8th house.
In the Trimshamsa, like I said, he is Badhaka Lord. Here he is the 6th Lord.
And the 8th lord.
Huh? No, he is not 8th Lord. He is 9th Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He is the 6th Lord. Mercury is and he is aspecting the 8th house. He is in the second house, he is aspecting the 8th house. So he is the 6th Lord aspecting the 8th house. and he is a dispositor of Badakesha, Mars. So overall Mercury Dasha can give health problems. And within that, Mars, within Mercury Dasha, if you look at Mars is exactly in the 8th house from Mercury, if you see the relative placement. Mercury is at 27 degree 59, Mercury is at 25 degree 30 minutes Aquarius, Mars is at 27 degree 59 minutes Virgo in D6, right? So Mars is in the 8th house from Mercury. So he's from Lagna, he is in the 8th house and he is Badaka Lord. From Dasha Lord Mercury, he is in the 8th house. So this Antardasha is not a good Antardasha at all. So the current Antardasha, even though he is the Lagna Lord in Rashi chart, based on the placements in D6 and D30, I am not hopeful that Mars can give some kind of relief. And then the next Antardasha is, oh by the way, when Saturn comes, Saturn is also bad because in Trimshamsha, Saturn is so badly placed. So Saturn Antardasha will be very bad. But the thing is, Rahu Antardasha will come next year. Is it any better?
Rahu and Ketu are affecting his Lagna.
Rahu and Ketu are affecting Lagna in both Trimshamsha and Sastamsha. Is it good or bad? It's not good.
Not good.
Rahu and Ketu are the planets of depletion. They are also the planets of technology, intervention, etc. And Lagna is affected by Rahu, there is a chance of surgery, etc. So in Rahu Antardasha, I will not be surprised if there is some surgery that he is forced to go through. Rahu and Ketu will show some kind of technological intervention in the body, either surgery or some really modern medicine being tried on him, something like that basically. He will not be left alone during the Rahu Antardasha. He will be touched by modern medicine. So surgery is very likely in Rahu Antardasha. I don't know what kind of problems he has. Surgery is an option, but it may turn out that from between 2011 March and 2013 September, a situation may develop where he has to go through some surgery. So the thing is, in this dasha we don't really see much relief, but the thing is Jupiter Antardasha is relatively better. If you look at Jupiter in the Rashi chart, is a benefic. In the Trimshamsha chart, he is Lagna Lord. Even though he is in Badakasthana, he is Lagna Lord. He is not that badly placed, except that he is in Badakasthana. In Shatshamsha also, he is in Badakasthana. So overall, he has some bad indications, but he is not as bad as Mars or Rahu or Saturn. So Jupiter Antardasha will be showing some relief, but Rahu Antardasha does show surgery or. But the thing is, being in Lagna is also for new beginning or some kind of cure. Lagna shows curing from problems. So, being in Lagna, he may also give some kind of cure. But the thing is, it will be, because it's Rahu, it will come with some cost. It will come with some depletion of the body. And then Saturn Antardasha, he has to be careful. And then Ketu Mahadasha will come in 2018. How is Ketu Mahadasha? How is Ketu Mahadasha for him? Again, Ketu is in Lagna in both Sashtamsha and Trimshamsha. Right? In the Rashi chart, even though he is Lagna Lord, he is with Moon. He is with Moon. So, Badaka Lord. He is affecting Badaka Lord, moreover he is with enemy Moon. So, it's not good. So, overall, we can't really say that he has to suffer for another 7-8 years, then it will be fine. It doesn't seem like that. It will seem like there will be some problems. This Mercury Dasha and Ketu Dasha will continue to be problematic. So, not much can be done. How old is he? 1931 means he is 69. No, 69 or 79 years old. So he is quite old. So he should prepare for problems to come now and then, and also mentally prepare that some surgery may be needed in the coming dasha. And moreover, is a Margadasha, Mercury? Is Ketu Margadasha? Unlikely. Ketu is Lagna Lord, so Ketu is unlikely to kill. Whereas Mercury, he is the 8th Lord. in a inimical sign. Can he kill? Yes. In Trimshamsa also he is the 7th Lord. So he can kill. So actually the Dasa that is running right now is a Marka Dasa. Right?
I thought we wanted to be 2 and 7 as markers.
Yeah, 2 and 7 associated.
3 and 8 are longevity. So 3rd and 8th Lord, when they are not well placed, they can be Markas. And 2nd Lord, when planets, malefic planets in 2nd house can also be Markas. And 2nd and 7th Lord can also be Markas. So 2nd and 7th Lord, when they are afflicted or strong, can be Markas. 3rd and 8th Lord, when they are weak or afflicted, can be Markas. So here Mercury is the 8th Lord, he is in Bhagavasthana, he is in an inimical sign, he is ill placed, so he can be a Marka. And in Trimshamsa, the chart of your vulnerability, he is the 7th Lord. So he, overall combining both the charts, he can be a Marka. And Saturn, in Trimshamsa, he is a malefic afflicting 8th house. In Trimshamsa, the house of longevity. And in Rashi chart, he is a malefic who is in the 2nd house. He is the 3rd Lord in the 2nd. 3rd Lord in the 2nd is always a Marka, we say, right? 2nd Lord in 3rd, 3rd Lord in 2nd are Marka. Similarly, 7th Lord in 8th, 8th Lord in 7th, they are Marka. So 3rd Lord in 2nd house, moreover he is a malefic for this Lagna, and he is in the 2nd house. So malefics in 2nd house become Markas. So Saturn is a Marka. So Mercury Dasa, Saturn Dasa is very dangerous for him. Moreover, from Mercury, Saturn is 7th and 8th Lord, taking Mercury Dasa Lord as Lagna. So Mercury Dasa, right now Mars Dasa cannot kill. Mars Dasa is perfectly safe for him. And Rahu is also not really a Marka, but and Jupiter also, Jupiter even though he is 2nd Lord, he's not, I'm not sure if he can kill. Jupiter is no 2nd Lord, otherwise he is fine. He is the Lagna Lord's friend, he is in a trine, he is unlikely to kill. But Saturn and Dasa is possible. So Mercury Dasa, Saturn and Dasa when it comes in 2015, 16, 17 times then, 2018 times then, there is a strong chance of death during that time. So basically you can never be sure. If God is willing, God is graceful, you can live many more years. But the thing is, there is a chance that he may not live beyond Mercury Dasa. There is a decent chance. Any other points you want to make? Any other questions?
Could you suggest
Any remedies? Well, he is running Mercury Dasa. In Mercury Dasa, the best remedy is Vishwasnama Stotram. So chant Vishwasnama, that is the best remedy. And spiritual chart, do you want to say anything about the spirituality of the person? If you look at the Vinshamsha, the 9th house of Dharma, religion, has Sun, Rahu and Ketu in it. Does it show religious person, highly religious person? The 9th house has Sun, Rahu and Ketu. Bhadra Lord Sun with Rahu and Ketu. And Lagna, but the Lagna Lord is in the 12th house. Lagna Lord Sun is in the 12th, Lagna Lord Venus, though he is debilitated in the 12th house in Vinshamsa. That is good. That can show somebody of a giving nature, somebody a big heart. But the thing is, the 9th house of religion has Sun, Rahu, Ketu. There is an eclipse of Sun there, and Sun is the Bhadra Lord. So the thing is, and Mercury, the 9th Lord, is in the Bhadra. So there is an exchange between 9th Lord and Bhadra Lord. So,
but everything is in the 8th house if you...
Oh, if you look at the houses? Okay.
Yeah, everything shifts.
Okay. In the Vinshamsa, yeah, Sun is in the Sun, Rahu, Ketu are in the previous house. So they are in the 8th house. So Bhadra Lord in the 8th house. So okay, 8th house is quite strong. And right now the Dasha, but the thing is you don't see strong combinations of excellent spirituality here. But Lagna Lord being debilitated in the 12th house with Jupiter, there is some spiritual inclination and some giving nature. And The Dasa running right now is very auspicious. Mercury is a functional benefic for this Lagna. He is the 9th lord of religion as well as 12th lord of moksha. He is the Dharma and moksha lord. And his Dasa is running right now. So this Dasa is conducive to spiritual progress. So you can spend some years doing some sadhana. This is actually the time. In the old days, after 60 years or so, people would leave everything and dedicate life to God. They will live in a forest and cut off from all other responsibilities as well as all desires and live a very simple life. And these days, very few people live like that. People pursue desires till the last second. Like Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to tell a story to his students. So there was a person who was on deathbed. He was suffering from a terminal disease. He might die any moment. Doctor said maybe a few months. And then he's worried. There is a light in the other room and he's worried. You guys are wasting oil. Please remove the lamp. We don't need the lamp anymore. Remove the oil. You guys are wasting oil. He's worrying about that. He's shouting at his children to tell them to go into the other room and fix it. And he might die any second now. So the moment he dies, how much oil they are using, how much money they have saved, it means nothing to him. He's in a different plane. But the thing is, his mind is stuck to all these trivial things in the last moment. So like that many people are. So that is why in the ancient Indian system, after a certain age, you basically fulfill your basic responsibilities and then you say, enough is enough, now I'll pursue my own moksha. So anyway, so let's see the Drugdasha. How is the Drugdasha right now? Pisces Drugdasha is running. So look at the Drugdasha, Pisces Drugdasha is running. And Lagna contains various planets, Mercury, Sun and Jupiter, including 9th Lord exalted in Lagna, 9th Lord in first house. So this is a good Dasa for spiritual progress and getting some good guidance. Even though 9th house is afflicted by Rahu. But at least Jupiter's blessings are there. He is the 9th Lord in Lagna. So this is a good Dasa to do some sadhana. So you can do some sadhana. So overall the bottom line is I don't anticipate any major disease. On the other hand, I anticipate some kind of surgery to be needed in a couple of years. And I'm concerned about his longevity around 6, 7, 8 years from now. So, all the best. Any other chart you want to see? Yeah, we have a little more time.
Yeah, I do have a chart.
Yeah?
It's a career chart. Career?
Yeah, actually just a quick 1 second. Sure. Let's go back to the previous chart. Let's see the Dashamsha. Does the career make sense? Does it add up? Right, we didn't verify that. Just to see, because it's a 1931 chart, time could be way off. So, some sanity checking. What kind of career do you see with this chart? What kind of career is possible?
The exaltation of the 10th Lord in 6th house. I mean that basically when I was trying
Exaltation of 10th Lord in? What are you are talking about Dashamsha?
in the Samsa 9th Lord, sir.
Yeah?
I mean
Yeah.
Sun is exalted in the 6th house.
Sun is exalted in 6th house?
5th. Completely missing something today.
What are you talking about Dashamsha?
Sun is in 5th house.
Oh, sorry. I opened a wrong chart. Jagannatha Hora. Okay, no, okay. Yeah.
I was looking at another.
So, in this chart, the 10th Lord is mystery, right? Yeah. Sun is exalted, right? You are right. Sun is exalted, and he's actually in the 4th house, but he could be in the 5th house if there is a little bit of error in the chart. Now, given that he enjoyed some political power, Sun is probably exalted. Sun is probably in the 5th house, not in the 4th house. So time is probably a little off. Even though we said 3-5, it may be 3-4 or 3-3 or something. Then Lagna will move backward enough so that Sun is in the 5th house. Okay, so exalted Sun is in the 5th house, so some political cloud makes sense. Moreover, he's a functional benefic and he's a friend of Lagna Lord. So he will give some fortune in career, in professional life, and give him some political profession. Now, in addition, he was an agriculturist. How does that make sense? How does agriculture make sense? Tell me. How do you make sense of agriculture?
He had a lot of land.
Okay. Yeah. How do you, okay, tell me what is your logic. This is a career from a 10th house or 6th house or 2nd house. Which house is dominating? 6th house contains Lagna Lord and 5th Lord. A Rajyoga between Lagna Lord and 5th Lord. So 6th house is dominating, right? And the 6th Lord is in Lagna. So 6th house and 1st house have a Parivartana. So we'll judge the career from the 6th house. And 6th house contains Jupiter and Mars. So what kind of career do you see? And Venus is the owner. So what kind of career do you see? First of all, Mars is very strong there. Like you said, he's the 5th Lord, he's a functional benefic, and he is giving Rajyoga with Jupiter. And actually Jupiter is not a functional benefic for Sagittarius Lagna based on Parasara strict guidelines. Mars is the benefic. Sun and Mars are the benefics. And so Sun, one benefic who is in the 5th house, exalted, he gives political career. The other benefic, Mars, who is in the 6th house of work, he gives hard work basically. Mars in the 6th can give hard work, and also he can give a lot of lands. Mars is well placed in the 6th house. So he may give some litigations etc. but success in it, and he gives a lot of lands. So even though you say he is agriculturist, he is probably more like a landlord than an agriculturist. So from that point of view, you don't expect Saturn etc. If it is somebody who does the labor by himself, who is an agriculturist and also who is working hard, you expect Saturn to be showing up. Here Mars and Sun are the two key planets in the chart. In the 5th and 6th houses, Sun and Mars are standing out. So Mars shows somebody who's owning a lot of lands and who's influential because of lands, and Sun shows somebody who has some political clout. But the thing is, Sun is with Rahu. How close are they? Sun is at 8 degree Aries, Rahu is at 1 degree Aries. There is a distance, but they are not too far away.
His associations were always with Mlechas.
Always with?
Mlechas, very lower caste people. I mean, people he used to work with are completely from. Right. So, I mean, that pretty much said it. I'm looking at his horoscope when I looked at it. So I thought I was fairly confident, but I was not.
Okay. So the thing, my only suggestion is the time has to be a little back so that Sun falls exactly in the 5th house rather than being in the 4th house. That's the only thing. Okay. So let us move to the chart that you wanted to see. Okay, I'll open a new chart. Give me the data now.
June 18th.
June
18th.
18th.
1987.
1987.
2:55.
2:55 p.m. So we are getting two charts of people born around 3 o'clock today. Okay. Male or female? Male. Hyderabad. Okay.
It's searching for.
How should I save it?
His name is Deepak.
Huh?
Deepak.
Deepak. Okay. Okay. So what are we looking for?
When he will find a job.
When will he find a job? Okay. So what did he do?
His master's in pharmacology.
Masters in pharmacology. What is pharmacology?
Is
Basically, medicine, designing medicines or prescribing medicines or what is pharmacology?
He is more into the research of
Medicine?
medicine, yeah, pharmacy.
Pharmaceutical research.
Drugs, yeah. Pharmaceutical research.
Okay. So what kind of job would he be looking for? I'm basically trying to understand.
Yeah, he's looking for the research type of job.
Research job, okay. Let's see if that is appropriate for him and let's see what is a good time. So he has finished his degree?
Yeah, master's. Yeah.
Okay, he finished. Okay, so this person, the data again is June 18, 1987, 2:55 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT, Hyderabad, India. 78 degrees 28 minutes north, 17 degrees 23 minutes, 78 degrees 28 minutes east, 17 degrees 23 minutes north. So this person did some pharmaceutical research, some pharmacology masters he did, and he is looking for a job. He wants a research job in pharmaceutical research. Okay, how is the outlook? What do you think? Let's directly go to the Dasamsha. We have 5.5 minutes backward and 7.5 minutes forward leeway. So, very likely Dasamsha Lagna, at least sign is accurate. The longitude may not be, but sign at least is accurate. Now, how do you see the career of this person? How do you see the career of this person?
Second house and sixth house.
Yeah, 2, 6 and 10, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The Yokarka Venus is in 6th house in one case.
Yeah.
The Lagna Lord Saturn is in the 2nd house in another case.
What is the Dasa running right now?
Mercury.
Let's go to Jyotish Dasa. So right now he is running Mercury Dasa until 2024.
Mercury Ketu.
So Antardasha is right now Ketu. So Mercury Ketu, but Venus will start next year. So Mercury Ketu and then Mercury Venus. Okay. And in the Dasamsha, Venus is actually in the 5th house. Venus is in the 5th house. And Sun, on the other hand, is far away from him. Even though it seems like Venus and Sun are together, they are the two extremes of the sign Gemini. So, Venus is not really affected by Sun. He is effectively alone. And he is in a friendly sign, and he is Yokarka. He is in the 5th house of recognition. And 5th is the house, like we say, for somebody who doesn't have a job, to find a job. What is the main house? 5th house. So, he is the 5th lord in the 5th house. So, if he doesn't find job before, in Venus Antardasha he should find. But how is the Mahadasha running right now? Is it conducive at all? He is running Mercury Mahadasha. Mercury is in Lagna. He is a neutral planet. He is a 6th lord as well as 9th lord. So, he is overall a neutral planet, but he is the dispositor of Yokaraka. So, overall he is a neutral planet, but he is okay. So, slightly positive planet. And he is in Lagna, so he can show a new beginning and he can show establishing the career big by big. That is what Mercury Dasha will show.
Is also the...
Huh?
No. Yes, sir.
So Mercury Dasha is, we don't see a major problem like, oh, this is the chart of a jobless person. It's not like that. Mercury and Venus both are very nicely placed. And what about Ketu, the current Antardasha Lord? Is he well placed or badly placed? Which house is he in? He is the 11th Lord of gains and also Bharaka Lord. He is in the 9th house of fortune. So, being in the 9th house of fortune, can he give job? Both from Lagna as well as Dasa Lord, he is in the 9th house. So, 9th house shows fortune and good guidance, etc. But typically, for finding a job, 5th house, recognition for your abilities, that is important. He doesn't have much to do with the 5th house. So, that way he is not really that conducive to giving a job. But the thing is, he is in the 9th house. 9th house is the house of guidance. You can get good guidance. If he is already in a job, this should be a fortunate period. But for breaking into the job, this may or may not be the best period. So there is some chance, ninth lord cannot be ruled out, but our priority will be always any planet having to do with the fifth house. So there is some chance, but it doesn't seem very strong to me at this point of time. Until 2011 May, or was it May?
May.
Yeah, until May. And in 2011 May, Venus Antardasha will start. Very soon he should give a break. It is an Antardasha of 3 years. So within those 3 years, his career should get started, and he should do well in that period. And is this a good career for him? What he is doing? What do you think? Is this a good career for him? Is this a good career for him or not? Do you see the career from 10th house or 6th house or 2nd house?
In this case,
Yeah?
You can either do second house or sixth house or 10th house.
10th house is empty and the 10th lord is strong. He is in 5th house. But the thing is, what about 6th house? Why 6th house you want to see? 6th lord Mercury is in Lagna. 6th house contains 8th lord. So is 6th house really that strong? 6th house contains 8th lord sun and 6th lord is in Lagna. That's it. So it's not that strong. On the other hand, look at 2nd house. How is the 2nd house?
Venus is not in the 6th house.
See, Mars is not in the second house. Yeah, Venus is not in the 6th house. Had Venus been in the 6th house, you would have said 10th lord in the 6th house, so let us focus on Venus. Venus would have given the career. But here, he is not really in the 6th house. So look at the 2nd house. Is 2nd lord Saturn in the 2nd house? Yes.
Lagna Lord and second house.
Lagna lord and 2nd lord Saturn is in the 2nd house. Mars, he is in a different house. Right? So, 2nd lord Saturn is in the second house. So you can basically look at the careers from 2nd house. And what kind of career will Saturn show? What kind of career can Saturn show?
Routine.
Huh?
Something routine.
Saturn can show routine when he is weak. When Saturn is strong, he can also show something not so routine. But the thing is, Saturnine careers are, Saturn basically is the planet of hard work, labor, discipline, hard work. So it's Saturn shows discipline basically, and the ability to work just hard. When the Saturn is weak, it can be a rickshaw puller, somebody who's pulling a vehicle, driving a rickshaw, or somebody who's working at a construction site and not making a lot of money, somebody who's a hard laborer. When he is strong, he can also show somebody who's struggling in a lab, who's working hard, a workaholic. So the thing is, just because it's Saturn, don't jump to the conclusion that it's a routine work. Here Saturn is very strong. He's the Lagna Lord and 2nd Lord, and he is very well placed in own house.
Aquarius.
Huh? It says Mola Trikona. It's not only own house, but it is Mola Trikona. So Saturn is very strong. And he is aspecting the 8th house. Saturn, the Lagna Lord, is aspecting the 8th house. His nature is to make people work hard. When he aspects the 8th house also, he will essentially make people work very hard. So basically he will be working hard. What are the other influences on Saturn? Or what are the other influences on the 2nd house? What are the other influences on 2nd house? And what is the Charakarkatva of Saturn? Does Saturn, who is the Amatyakarka?
Karka is Saturn.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You have dual Karkatva here.
Yeah. He is Putrakarka showing following and subordinate, and Amatyakarka showing the work that you do. So, being the Amatya Karka and in the second house, now that adds weight. Just like second lord, sixth lord and tenth lord, planets having to do with second house, sixth house and tenth house, showing career. Amatya Karka can also have to do with one's career. Especially when Amatya Karka has something to do with the career, the person's work is like a mission basically. Because like I said earlier, Amatya Karka shows the purpose of your life, what work you came to accomplish. So, in many charts, he may not have anything to do with the houses of career. If he does have something to do with the house of career, basically the person is very charged about the work that he does. So, Amatya Karka Saturn is in the second house. So, if second house is stronger compared to sixth and tenth houses, what it means is the work of the person is defined by the resources he has access to, rather than what he has done, what he has accomplished, what struggle he is engaging in. More than those, the resources that he has will define the career of the person. And the resources he has are here defined by Saturn, and who is the owner of that house?
Rahu.
The other owner is Rahu. So Saturn and Rahu will define the work of the person, right? Saturn and Rahu. So what kind of what do they show? Saturn and Rahu.
Rahu is digging deep into
Yeah.
research oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Rahu can show that.
Yeah. He can also show modern technology, high tech, etc. And one more thing you have to remember: Saturn shows the ambience shown by Saturn is that of suffering, sick, etc. So you may see that the work that the resources that he has for his work. Second house is the house of resource. The resources he has have something to do with Saturn. So it may involve sick people, dealing with people who are sick. So he may be working, maybe not now, but in the long run, he may be working on pharmaceutical trials, and he may be dealing with people who are suffering, because Saturn can show suffering people.
Saturn would also show old people.
It can also show old people, sick people, suffering people. So all those are shown especially by retrograde Saturn. So overall, the line seems good for him, and as far as the career is concerned, Mercury Dasha, Venus Dasha seems like a very good candidate for giving his career.
Second from Lagna has absolutely no aspect from Saturn.
What? Because he occupies it, right?
We talked about looking at the planetary aspect evaluation other than Saturn.
Yeah.
Planets.
Oh, I see. You are looking at who are aspecting. Yeah, go ahead. Let us look at the planetary aspect evaluation in detail.
None major, sir.
Okay. So second house has no major aspects. Sun and Moon are aspecting. Sun is the biggest aspector, 64%. Okay. Now one more thing. When you want to see the career apart from Lagna, you can also see from Mercury, right? To see the work that the person does, because he is the Karaka. But again, Mercury is in the same house as Lagna, so it doesn't add any value. But there is another reference you can see. You can also see from Moon, right? Especially for somebody who is doing the work at the mental level. You can see Moon as reference. Take Moon as reference and see the houses. So if you take Moon as reference, how are things adding up? If you take Moon as reference, Saturn is in the fourth house. He is the third and fourth lord. He is aspecting the 10th house. Right? Saturn is aspecting the 10th house. And 10th lord Sun is in the 8th house. Okay. So the thing is, what I wanted to say is, if you look at the 2nd, 6th and 10th houses from Lagna and from Moon and from Mercury, if you see from all three reference points, you will see that Saturn really stands out. He aspects the 10th house from Moon very strongly, and he He is the second lord in the second house from both Mercury and Lagna. So, career being shown by Saturn makes very good sense. So, anyway, bottom line is, the career that he is pursuing seems like a good career for him. That is one thing. This is a good career for him. And second thing is, the time right now is not that conducive. And after next May, things seem more promising. And let's look at the Tithi Pravesh chart. Let's look at annual Tithi Pravesh chart of current year. How is Dashamsha? The Hora Lord, the ruler of the year is Jupiter. Right? And in the Dashamsha chart, Jupiter is in the 11th house, he is aspecting 5th house. But he is debilitated. That's the only bad thing. He is Lagna Lord aspecting 5th house. He may give a job. Then Moon is the 5th Lord. He is not that well placed, so he is not interesting. And Jupiter being the Hora Lord also, he may give a job. There is a decent chance. By the how much leeway do we have in this Dashamsha? 7.5 minutes, 5.5 minutes in the other direction. So hopefully this Dashamsha Lagna is right. So Jupiter Dasha has a chance of giving job. When is that? From April 6 till June 7. So basically in the same time period when Venus Antardasha is going to start. So in May-June time frame, there is a chance of finding job. If you go back to the natal chart, when is Venus Dasha starting? Venus Antardasha, sorry. Mercury Dasha, Venus Antardasha, May 5. Plus minus 2 weeks or so. There may be error of 2 weeks. So sometime in April or May it is going to start. And based on the Tithi Pravesh chart also, the Jupiter Dasha, the Lagna Lord who is aspecting 5th house, his Dasha is starting on April 6th and going on till June 7th. So in the months of April, May and early June, there is a good chance of finding a job. So that is one potential. The other one, let's look at the year after that. Let's see if that really stands out better. 2011. So look at 2011 Tithi Pravesh chart. The Hora Lord is Sun, and in the Dashamsha, Lagna Lord Venus is in the 3rd house with 4th Lord Sun, and 5th Lord Mercury, he is in the 7th house. 5th Lord Mercury is in the 7th house. So being the 5th Lord and being placed in a quadrant, he may give a job. Mercury may give a job. When is Mercury Dasha? Towards the end of next year. Towards the end of next year and towards the beginning of 2012. So 2011 end and 2012 beginning is a possibility. But the thing is, compared to this, current year's chart looks better. Lagna Lord in the 11th house, aspecting the 5th house. So that seems more likely. So there is a good chance that he will find a job in the current year itself. Towards the end of the year, just before his birthday, he may find a job. So keep looking, and hopefully in the spring.
He propitiated. I think we can suggest to him.
Yes, you can. What is a good propitiation?
Saturn is strong, right?
Saturn is really strong, but the Dasha running is that of Mercury. And from Amartyakarka in Dashamsha, if you see that 6th Lord is Moon. So we have different indications. So which one should we suggest? See, Dasha Lord is Mercury, but in Dashamsha he is in Saturnine sign. So if Saturn holds the key for Dasha Lord as far as career is concerned. And in the Rashi chart, Saturn is Yogakaraka. If you look at the Rashi chart, he is Yogakaraka in the 2nd house of money, wealth. So he can give wealth. So looking at these two factors, my suggestion would be worship Saturn. So further, in order to propitiate Saturn, of course for Saturn and Mercury both, you can worship Vishnu. So Vishnu Sahasranam is a very good idea for this person. In addition, just doing Saneshchar mantra is also very good. For example, there is a Kona Saneshchara Mandaha Chaya Hridaya Nandana Martanja Sudha Sauri Patangi Grahanayakaha Abrahmana Kruragama Nera Vastranjana Jyoti Krishno Dharmanja Syantaha Sushko Dharva Pradaha Short Saitan Namani Vishwasta Bhagavan Suprita Satyayate. This is the short Nama Stotra of Saturn. The 16 names of Saturn. So this stotra can be chanted, for example, several times. So So Shani Shodashanama Stotra or anything, or even 108 names of Saturn. So do some prayer of Saturn, or do Vishwasnama, or both. That should be helpful in his case.
I was just looking at the Siddhamsa chart, sir.
Yeah.
If he did his pharmaceutical
Masters.
masters,
Yes.
then he should have some kind of a... His bachelor's was also in pharmaceutical, right? B Pharmacy and then M Pharmacy.
Yeah. Right.
Saturn, I don't know if Saturn is involved. 24, 680. Here the ninth lord is Jupiter.
Yeah.
It's conjoined with the moon.
Right.
D24.
He's looking at D24. Right. Go ahead.
Moon and Jupiter are still in the 5th house.
Yeah. Right.
Second lordship is Venus.
Yeah. Okay, so why first let us look at masters. Why was masters in pharmaceuticals? Tell me. Why did he do masters in pharmaceuticals? Who can show pharmaceuticals? Moon can show curing, right? Good. Right. And who else? Does moon have anything to do with the second house?
He's the one who is...
If you look at, instead of second house, if you look at A2, like I said in the last class, the Arudha basically, the tangible aspect. If you look at A2 in D24 and see the aspects on it. Who are aspecting A2 in D24? A2 in D24. How much aspect does moon have?
Moon has 87.15%.
Yeah, so 87% aspect moon is having on A2. So A2 will show the master's education of the person, the tangible master's education. So A2 is in Pisces. So it has 87% aspect from moon. So moon can show curing, etc. So doing master's education pharmaceuticals does make sense. As far as A9 is concerned, the bachelor's, A9, ninth house, A9 is in ninth house itself. Actually, it may be 8th house, house-wise, but A9 is in Sagittarius. So Lord of 9th house as well as Lord of A9 is Jupiter. Now the thing is, Jupiter, he has aspect also. If you look at aspect on A9, see the aspects on A9, Jupiter has a very high aspect. How much does he have? 97.29, 97.3% aspect Jupiter is having. So he owns A9, he owns 9th house, he owns A9, and he has a very powerful aspect on A9. So Jupiter will control A9. But the thing is, Jupiter is with Moon. Moon is the fourth lord of basic education in this chart, the basic controller of education in the D24. So this Moon is giving Raj Yoga with Jupiter. There is a Gajagatra Yoga as well as fourth lord, ninth lord Yoga. So Moon and Jupiter are in a friendly, very friendly yoga. So Jupiter is the one controlling bachelor's education. So he is under Moon's influence. So Moon can end up controlling the bachelor's education, and he is the key to the masters. He also has a very powerful aspect, biggest aspect on the A2. So he is the link between A9 and A2. So he can do bachelor's education as well as master's education in a field shown by Moon.
Moon is also dispositing the second lord Venus.
Right. That's the other key, other aspect. He's a dispositor of the second lord. So he can control the bachelor's education as well as master's education. Any other questions or points you want to make? Anything else?
I have a general question. When I
Yeah.
look at the planetary aspects, right? Why
Yeah.
does it say even though I'm looking at D24 longitude and D1,
Yeah.
D24 and D24.
why does it say D1 here?
Right click on it and say options. Change it here. D1, D24 and D24.
But I didn't even, or if I don't check here, still I have to change it here?
You have to change it.
Okay. Any other?
Maybe I use other one.
The check is for transit, TP charts and Tajika charts only. Force natal chart even when displaying in the Tajika mode. So
If you want to see which planets in the transit chart or previous chart are aspecting natal A2, natal A3, natal 8th house from Moon, like that. If you want to do, then you can use that. Okay. Any other questions? Any other comments? So April, May, June looks very promising. Okay. And Vishwasnama will be very beneficial for him at Shani Mantra. So all the best to the young man. All the best for his career.
Thank you.
With that we will end the class. Om Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Dharmika Jana Sukhino Bhavantu Yavad Bhumandale Sanatana Dharmo Vardhatu Visheshata Bhartakhande Om Shanti Shanti